Hey, this is Girish Swami, and in this video I will tell you about the best ways to remember about what you study or read. Let me start with this by giving an example. A doctor was treating a patient who had lost his memory completely. So much so that the patient had forgotten a lot of things about himself and things at his home. The doctor gave him a toothbrush and paste applied to it. The patient demonstrated to the doctor how to brush the teeth. Why had he not forgotten how to brush? Just because he had repeated it so many times in his life that he did not have to think about it. I hope you very well understood from this example. No? Okay. Let me explain. I will tell you more about it. If you want to remember for a long time about whatever you study or read, do listen and apply these steps. Step number 1. The number one thing about learning anything and everything is to fully understand it. To improve your understanding of any topic, no matter what the topic is to first understand it from the basics and the best understanding to depth by all the angles. To achieve this, always begin with a simpler book on the subject. Lots of people pick up the most complex books on the subject and they think that they will read it and understand it better than others. But because those books are complex, often they don't get to understand this subject. The second thing one has to do is to be able to explain that subject to someone else. As soon as you start explaining it to someone else, you will figure out quickly what you don't know and what the gaps are. Then go back to the books and repeat and refine the knowledge so that the gaps are filled up. As soon as you are able to explain something to someone, even if you have to look at the book, consider that you have understood it yourself. Step number 3. Practice doing this step number 2 enough number of times. I claim that if I go through the same topic with two people, by the third attempt, I have not only cleaned it up but also almost memorized it. Step number 4. When you find yourself on step number 3, now all you want to do is to repeat the same thing to yourself, like a song. We play songs in our mobile phone, in our earphones, listen to it over and over again, and in the process we memorize all the lyrics about without putting efforts towards them. But basically what happens is that your brain retains a bit of anything and everything you go through in each attempt. With each repetition, your brain will have to struggle less to remember the same thing it already remembered and always retain a bit more. A point comes when there is no more left to be memorized. This is how we remember the lyrics of a lot of songs in our minds. So there are a few ways to do this. First way is to write the same thing down a few times. You will realize that when you think you know it and when you start writing it, you will find a delta. That is, you will begin forgetting things when you attempt writing them down. This is simply because when we think we know and remember something, we are only living in a false belief. I tried and tested this method and often found that as soon as I started writing the thing, I would figure out that I had not actually memorized it and I had to check the book again. Now the second way is to write your notes in a various colors. Humans are good at remembering things better when there are more colors. Think for example about two pictures of a mango and an apple. Now if I draw them on a white paper in black ink and ask you a question, which fruits did I just show you? If they are black and white pictures, you will remember less. If they are colored, you will remember better because that is how you are used to see them. Same way, if you use multiple colors when you write notes, it will help you retain them better. Third way is to tell the theory or the subject to a friend. This is a great way to repeat the topic. First, you are retaining it and coming up with the best method of reciting it, but also you are helping a friend. You can record what you want to remember and listen to it over and over again. These days, this is the method I follow when I have to remember my YouTube scripts. I write it down I record it, I play it into my earphones, and I hear it over and over again. So this way, in about 20 days, I memorize it completely. I had used this method to memorize a lot of English words and the whole periodic table in my school years. Listen to those things from others. That is, these days a lot of study materials are available on YouTube. Listen it from many lecturers, and that would help you retain it better. As some of you can see, I have inspired to understand, think, write, read, recite, listen, and look. All I have tried to do is to increase the number of ways you perceive the subject. The more the ways, the more the memory, and more you share this video, the more you will get this type of content in the future videos. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below what are your tricks you are using while you study to remember everything. We'll meet in the another video. Till then, learn more skills and earn more money.